What is going on, everybody?
Hello!
It is Pixie Potters here, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney 2. When we left off, we found Sherlock's client. Her hubby went missing, who also was one of the like the chief warder over here at the prison where all the fishy stuff went down.
And the lady was a member of the jury.
So we went to go talk to the governor of the prison. He don't like us because
he's
we're
Scottish, and since Evan can't do any kind of. I also am going to try to do his voice a little deeper because, you know.
Now's the perfect test.
I said get out. There we go. A little better.
I can't even look at the place. Converse? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
Well, I guess I'll just move on my mosey way. Is there any place we can...
Well, great way to warm up the new version of his voice that I had done off camera. I'm sure we'll talk to him again.
Yeah. Maybe there's something at the Waterloo Hotel that we can get for... Oh. Maybe you can help us. You also need to tell me something you never got to tell me. That's facing Mikitoba over there.
Hello, you two. I was just thinking a moment to catch up on the world now that I'm unpacked.
But where's Judge Jigoku?
Yes, he's not the relaxing sort.
He sounds like Sherlock now.
Yeah, it's deeper.
Is it though?
He's taken himself off to pay his respects to all the legal bigwigs.
Having only just arrived in the country today? Goodness, he is full of energy.
Professor, you mentioned something before about how you'd known the prison governor of Barclay Prison.
Oh, Governor Caden, you mean?
So it is the same man.
Father, we must speak with the governor. But he refused to talk to us. He said we were suspicious Easterners.
Well, I'm sure if I accompanied you, it would be a very different story.
Oh, would you? That'd be wonderful. If you have time now.
Sadly, as you can see, I'm very busy at the moment.
Busy drinking coffee in a comfortable on a comfortable seat? Yeah, sure.
Settee? I don't know.
Now, I have rather a little paperwork to prepare, or have a lot to prepare for tomorrow, you know.
Oh, sorry. I didn't say that out loud, did I?
That would be embarrassing.
You Mikitobas are alarmingly good at reading people's thoughts.
Or could it be that you Naruhodos are alarmingly bad at hiding your thoughts?
That has also come across my mind for about 2 years.
Let's not fall out now. I have an idea.
Phoenix has always been bad at hiding his thoughts.
Yeah.
Maya's always called him out.
What's he writing on that piece of paper?
It's a little introduction for you. Hopefully when he sees my name, he'll change his tune.
Thank you. Okay.
Ooh.
Cool.
Good luck then.
Man, good thing he's here. Can you imagine if he wasn't? We'd be screwed.
It's almost like it was meant to happen. Cause it's a game. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, that just looks at that. Look at that. Okay. But I want to see, what exactly does it... Man, I cannot read any of that. What does it say? There's Mikitoba's wonderful handwriting, doesn't he? This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. Is it just me, or does that make me sound extremely untrustworthy?
Yeah. I do wish he'd at least call you a nice young man.
Really not sure that would help. Is there anything on the back? Ooh, this could be important. It's on the back of a business card. Blackbird line. Bluebird. Oh, Blackbird line. It's just the same thing.
Bluebird.
I'm just gonna.
Oh, it looks like this is some sort of steamship ticket. The SS Grouse, first class cabin 1. Yokohama departure 11th September. London arrival 1st of November.
That's the boat that Mikitoba and Judge Jigoku came on from Japan, isn't it?
Yes, I think it called at Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night before finally arriving in Dover.
To think it's been almost a year since we arrived in Dover on the SS Buria. Seems a shame not to keep your ticket as a memento of your trip, don't you think?
Yes, I agree. I have mine safely in my diary.
And I keep mine in my wallet, so I have it with me at all times. Well, how strange. Where could it have gone?
Are you like this on purpose, Mr. Naruhodo?
Did I imagine it, or was that comment accompanied by a little sigh? Oh, that was a... I wonder if that would be important for verifying that that was written by Mikitoba.
Oh, maybe.
Well, oh, that's the wrong button. I want to back out, and then we move, and then we go back to the governor's office.
She's like, oh, how could he be here right now? Look in the back.
Yeah. Hey, you. Shove it in your face. If you just cast your eyes over this, Governor Caden.
What's this then? You can pull little of my eyes, you good-for-nothing Japanese student. Dang. Mikotoba. That was a Brooklyn accent.
That was a Brooklyn. That came through a little bit.
That young jock from the forensics laboratory. That Mikotoba.
Yes, exactly. Him.
Oh dear, perhaps I should have said something sooner. I'm Eugene Mikotoba's daughter, Susuro. Jinx, you're the man's daughter! And you didn't think to mention that before? You idiots! I do apologize. Aye, well, you'd best take a seat then. Can offer you a cup of tea, perhaps.
Man, this tone changed.
Yeah, I didn't forget to try one of these wee handcuff biscuits.
So, like, is that tea set small, or is he really, really, really big?
Yes. The answer is yes.
Like, he's a chungus.
She's like,
Your father's influence is nothing short of amazing.
He's an absolute unit.
An absolute unit.
I'm bitterly regretting not announcing who I was from the outset now.
Could have saved me like 3 minutes.
We could have had cookies! So then, what can I do for you, Hen? Well, we're currently investigating a case.
It's one of your warders, you see. He's gone missing.
Missing? That's right. It's surely been reported to you as well, being the prison governor, right? First I've heard of it. I haven't heard nothing of the sort. There's no missing persons in my prison. Oh!
But how can that be?
That's suspicious. It's Mr. Daily Vigil, your chief warder.
He was fired 8 days ago after the trial.
Vigil?
That's right. His wife came to us and asked us to investigate his disappearance. Let's skip the part about him only going missing yesterday for now.
Yeah.
Clearly that means something to him.
Yeah. Would you be so kind as to tell us what you know, sir? Aye, of course.
He was fired, wasn't he? But first, the important stuff. Well, I can't look at anything over there. That little table. But hey, that clock. This grandfather clock is
fitted with a terrifying blade that keeps dropping down. The guillotine. It's modeled on the guillotine, a French execution device. You might have heard of it. And yes, before you ask, it can chop.
Heads off, you mean?
Harvest, no, carrots and parsnips and so forth. Oh! Use it for cooking! If you place a large carrot at the bottom here in the morning, by evening it'll have been cut clean in two. Well, the blade must have an almost indescribable edge on it then.
Oh, okay.
God.
Well, there's a bunch of pickers up here.
That's a really slow way to cut a carrot.
Yeah.
I suppose these are all former governors of Barclay Prison, are they?
Either that or former inmates who the governor has sent to the gallows.
Oh dear, they all have such severe expressions. I really couldn't deny either possibility.
Especially the one on the extreme right. His expression goes beyond severe to a whole new territory.
That one's me. I'm terribly sorry, sir.
Is it a prerequisite of the job, perhaps? Having a severe expression?
Ryu! Of course it's not, although it is taken into consideration.
A lot.
Ryu!
How about these weapons? An axe, a hunting rifle, and 4 pairs of handcuffs. That's a daunting collection.
There's a story behind every one of those.
You mean the rifle was the famous killer's murder weapon, and the axe was wielded by an infamous executioner, and the handcuffs were once used by immobilized a fierce, 4-legged beast that was arrested?
Is he on drugs or something? I think you're in the realms of fantasy now, Mr. Naruhodo. You've been hanging out with Sherlock too much. Not those kinds of stories, Jimmy.
My name's not Jimmy.
That axe was the one I used to chop down the cherry tree at my house. Mrs. Caton was nae best pleased.
Ah.
And the cops on the left were the ones that caught my first burglar one back when I was a bobby.
Bobby? I thought you're... Oh, okay.
Bobby's a police officer.
I know. I was trying to make the joke for real.
Okay. The stories were a little different to those you imagined, I think, weren't they?
Yes, to my relief, and in some small way, my disappointment.
Again, you've been hanging out with Mr. Holmes too much.
Bird! I never have expected to find a parrot in a prison.
It's so
Must be
big.
the governor's pet.
It barely fits in there.
Yeah.
Given where we are, it's hard not to see the poor creature as a prisoner.
There he is! Don't kill me! Has the bird learned to mimic the plaintive cries of the inmates of the cells?
Oh, no, he was one of 3 siblings, you see. And he still calls out the names of his 2 brothers like that all the time.
Right.
Come here, did he kill me? Let me out, didn't they kill me? I hear you, laddie. You want your dinner, eh? Didn't you do it? Didn't you do it?
Oh my god.
I love his accent so much. It's so fun. I'm bad at it. Please excuse me, but it's fun to do.
That's a very large cabinet full of papers, isn't it? It's labeled Inmate Register, look. And all the files are in alphabetical order. Can't wait to fuck it up.
That's 50 years worth of records of Barclay's inmates.
I won't fuck it up.
Don't fuck it up. Whether or not they left their lives after serving... whatever.
After they serve their terms.
All the details about the crimes that they committed are recorded in there, like an epitaph, you might say.
A record of crimes and punishments. How dispiriting.
And yet, this man seems to be enjoying tea and biscuits as he talks about it.
I want tea and biscuit.
Of course.
I haven't had tea in ages.
Yeah.
Not hot tea, anyway.
And then we can look at the deer, and that's about it.
Shot that.
That deer's been staring at me for a while now. Why is it stuck in the wall?
It has?
Poor thing can't fit through the small hole in the wall, but it can get its head back out again now that either.
Oh,
or can't use it.
you...
It's giving me a woefully imploring look.
Ryu, it's dead, honey. It's not real, Mr. Naruhodo. It's stuffed.
What? I mean, yes, of course it is. For a moment, I thought it was another assassin sneaking in via the ventilator.
You think a deer has legs that tall?
Or a deer could be trained to be an assassin. Now that's impressive.
I don't like to say, but I think perhaps you need to reread The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh.
You're both spending too much and not enough time with him.
Well, let's talk about Chief Warder Vigil. We understand Mr. Vigil is the Chief Warder here at the prison.
Aye, that he was. Strong sense of responsibility and dedicated to the job, no doubt about it. He was a fine warder.
I like the that was used twice. Hang on. Sorry. Did you say was twice?
Aye. He doesn't work here no more. He left the job. And his life.
Oh my.
When was this exactly?
There's the question. When was it about? It cannot have been much less than 10 years ago now.
Oh. What?
Wait. 10 years ago. He stopped working here 10 years ago.
Aye, as I mind it. Do you know, Ken, having heard the fella's name in all that time? That's aware if he's gone missing, though.
But Miss Vigil made no mention of it.
I think perhaps Mr. Naruhodo? That his wife simply doesn't know.
That's a hell of a con.
I think she's unaware that he no longer works here.
It's been 10 years since now.
Yeah, it's bad.
Fucking, geez, like, good job on you for keeping it going that long, buddy.
Like,
but
how? Where does he go? Where does he...
Can you tell us what happened? Why did Mr. Vigil give up his job here?
That's important, is it?
Yes, I believe it may be.
What are you thinking, Mr. Naruhodo?
I can't help wondering, given that it was 10 years ago.
Ah!
which was exactly when the professor was being held at this
Yep.
prison.
Oh boy. So Mr. Vigil actually resigned from the position of Chief Warden 10 years ago, you're telling us? What happened to make him leave the job?
In actual fact, he didn't leave the job willingly. He had no choice in the matter.
You mean he was dismissed? Interesting.
It was after a particular walk.
Sorry, a walk?
Aye, that's a word for it in here. A walk to the gallows.
An execution.
It's the job of the chief warden to prepare the gallows, the tree, and oversee any executions, you see. Only Vigil did something unthinkable on that last walk he was manning.
What did he do?
I'm sorry, but I cannot reveal that information.
Of course you can't. Ah.
But I can tell you it's very rare for a chief warden to be relieved of his post.
But why wouldn't Mrs. Vigil know about it? She appears to be under the impression that her husband still works here.
Yeah. I wouldn't reckon anything about that, I'm afraid.
Sherlock, we need help.
Can you perhaps answer one more question about the circumstances of his dismissal?
And what will that be, Hen?
That last execution that Mr. Vigil was responsible for overseeing, was it by any chance the professor?
I'll deal with ya!
My thoughts exactly.
Well, shite. I'm sorry, I really am. I'm no liberty to answer that.
That's a yes. You got a yes. Otherwise
I
you'd say
see.
no. Well then. How do you
He's
know
not allowed
Professor
to talk
Mikotoba?
about it, which is not surprising.
No.
You can tell that he's not, you can tell that he's being forced to not talk about it. Like, he doesn't say, no, I'm not answering that. He's like, I can't. I can't say, sorry.
Huh.
My father came to Britain all those years ago in order to study forensic medicine. But you seem to have been well acquainted.
The dead room, the prison, and the cemetery have a lot to do with one another. After all, they need fresh corpses for forensic research. Do you know, Ken?
Yes, I can imagine.
The advancement of medical science isn't always particularly palatable.
Your father worked in a laboratory just on the far side of the graveyard. In the basement of St. Sinners. Ah! Fitting, isn't it? It's still in use today.
St. Sinners? It's come up before, I'm sure.
Yes, that's right. We've been there.
Mikotoba and I have to use to ride in the carriage together and negotiate terms.
For more fresh material, I suppose.
Aye, and we used to sit in here for hours and gab on about dissection and all sorts. Oh, it takes me back. Over a pot of tea and a plate of cuff biscuits, of course.
You talk about dead people and dissecting them over tea. How charming!
Wonderful. Wonderful.
You don't have to lie to my face. He was a good fella, your father. Reliable and dead set on his work. But I'm afraid I'll never understand you Japanese.
Because of Genshin Asogi, I suppose.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, man.
Man had to go and ruin the whole reputation of the entire nationality.
Yeah.
Well, can I tell you anything else?
Thank you so much for your time, Governor.
Oh, one moment before you're away, Hen. I'm sure I have it here somewhere.
What you got?
Not for you. No. Found it. Here, take this as a wee souvenir for a visit to the prison.
Oh, what is it?
That's Vigil's dismissal notice. It's 10 years old now, of course.
Oh my, are you sure?
Aye, it's no trouble at all. It's not the original, mind.
Okay. Well, we have that to be like, oh, well, that's
Yeah, I doubt he could just give us the original paper.
No. Thank you very much, Governor Caden.
Well, in return, do me a favor and never come back here. That case is closed.
Oh, okay. Bye.
All right. Well, I think we ought to return to Baker Street for the time being.
Yeah, I agree. We need to report back to Mr. Holmes, although we found out about Mr. Vigil. What will we tell Mrs. Vigil, I wonder?
Yeah. What will his reaction be to him?
He'd be like, oh, I know. I was in the buried his body.
Either that or he'll just be like, ah!
Let's see what happens. We're back. Hello. Oh, that
might be
sounds
Iris.
more like an Iris line.
Hello, you two!
Yeah.
Yep. I thought you'd be back before long, so I baked some scones for us all. Scones!
Ah, so that's what the delicious smell is. Oh no. You're kidding me. How many colors of the rainbow are you gonna go through?
First he's Markiplier, now he's Crank Gameplays. No.
Oh no, it's Rick Sanchez.
No. Dude, he's going through the Markiplier phase, because didn't Mark do blue after he did red?
I think Mark also has done every single color of the rainbow. Greetings, my dear fellows.
It's blue now!
You returned a good deal sooner than I was anticipating.
I think it
Hello,
it
Mr.
looks better blue in
Holmes.
my opinion. Hello, Mr. Holmes.
Say nothing. Your thoughts are written all over your faces in any case. Turns out that it may have been advisable to test my hair color assertion tonic before application.
Oh my. So he was trying to make like a chemical to make
Yeah.
it. Ugh.
Pray tell me, what of our water friend? Have you got on some new information? Oh, yeah, something very surprising, in fact, though it's not a patch on your hair, to be honest.
It most certainly isn't, but still, we discovered that
Is that Iris?
she wouldn't call him that. Holmes! Drop everything, Holmes. This is more important.
Gina?
Why is she screaming? You okay? Uh-oh. I can't Adam and Eve it.
What?
Are you okay? Girl, what happened? What's happened?
Did you find a dead body? Clearly a very grave matter indeed. But Miss Lestrade made no mention of my hair whatsoever.
You okay? Oh no.
I hope that's not.
I don't like this. It's a boss.
What do you mean? Inspector Gregson?
The boss is he's dead.
What? What?
I just found his body shot with a pistol.
What?
What? But Inspector Gregson?
He was murdered?
No, not Gracie.
Come in, my dear girl. Tell us the whole story.
Oh. What?
No, I'm... Huh?
Huh?
Are you serious, Gina? Inspector Gregson he was really shot?
I don't know much about what happened myself yet. They're still there, investigating the scene.
Where did this take place?
A laboratory room in a building full of flats on Fresno Street.
The outskirts of town, nowhere near his home. He was perhaps investigating a case then?
The thing is, no one at the yard knows nothing about no case around there. Oh, how strange. The boss he was so good to me. I know I ain't much up to yet, but one day I was going to show him. I was going to show him how to become a proper detective. Oh, Ginny. Oh, boy.
So who did this? Do you have any idea who the culprit is?
They got him already. Already?
They've caught the shooter so soon?
A witness reported something was going on, and the boys got straight down there and took care of him. Who? What awful person did this? I still can't believe it myself.
That's not...
Gina? It was the raper.
I was gonna say Van Zeeks, but I wasn't expecting that to actually be the case.
Wow. It's
wait a
really
minute.
hard to take this seriously.
You don't mean
with Sherlock's blue hair.
they've arrested Lord Van Zeeks for it?
That's right. That raper bloke's gone and shot the boss.
No. Lord Van Zeeks?
There's no way he did it.
Obviously not.
No.
Are you quite sure, Miss Lestrade? It's Beck Van Zeeks the police have arrested.
I saw him with my own eyes in the interview room at the yard. I don't believe it. But there were witnesses, and they're all saying it was him. So you mean there were actually multiple witnesses? They heard the gunshot, apparently. And when I got to the scene, it was only the boss and the Reaper bloke in the room.
But there's no way Lord Van Zeeks would have taken Gregson's life.
No.
I just don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. Holy hell. Someone hug Gina, please.
Thank you for informing us, Mr. Lestrade. This really is most terrible news. I'm dreadfully sorry.
What are you saying sorry for? You didn't do nothing. Well, anyway, I'm taking that cab over to the scene right now. Please come and all, as soon as you can. You gotta help. Well,
The detectives will have to appear wherever some sinister plot is unfolded. Little wonder we all look haggard. Sometimes these things are almost too much for the nerves. Mr. Holmes. What use is it in being a great detective if I fail to see something like this coming, How can I let this happen to Gregson? To Gregson.
oh,
Mr. Nahodo, I shall leave at once to begin my investigations. Of course, yes, we will too. It would be helpful if you could talk to Mr. Reaper and see what you can glean. I'm sure you were intending to do so anyway. Until later then.
we don't see. I've never seen him this serious before, but I mean that's
No.
what the death of a friend will do.
Yeah, as much as Gregson may have disliked Sherlock for being so...
they both knew each other
Sherlock,
for a
they've-
very long time.
Yeah. Inspector Gregson dead and Lord Van Zeeks arrested.
Rio, Susie, I called you a handsome. Cool.
Well, thank you.
It's waiting outside. It's waiting outside.
Thanks, Iris. And shall we, Miss Lucido?
Yes. She wasn't talking about your looks.
Meanwhile, we just examine the room. Okay, no.
God.
Okay, well,
Ooh.
not,
You didn't even get to do his voice after all this time.
And I was looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I've practiced on stream.
Oh my
I
God.
practiced this voice on stream.
Hi.
Meanwhile, he's just
I never
reading, you know,
expected to see him behind bars. This is like Edgeworth all over again.
There he is, Lord Van Zeeks, behind bars. Okay. I'm trying to figure something out here.
This has... What's his name again now? It's not Vortex.
Oh my God,
Strongheart.
Strongheart, yeah.
This has Strongheart written all over it.
So, I mean, we got to 29 minutes, so I'll just go ahead and say, next time here, because it's theory time. I'm trying to remember from the note at the end of the first game, because there's some big things that are tied to each thing. Aside from the fact that, well, there's some weird ones, because wasn't the British lady that was in the beginning, that was in the first case of each game. I can't remember. Giselle Brett. Also extra scene. Wasn't she supposed to be taken back to like Hong Kong or Shanghai for her? She was being extradited over there.
Yeah, Hong Kong.
And
I
then
believe.
Asogi, the same thing was gonna happen. His body was gonna be taken to
Hong Kong.
Yeah. Why would they take his body to Hong Kong? It's weird. But so Asogi was on the list and was supposed to be murdered, but wasn't. Asashin, who was Giselle Brett, was murdered at the beginning of this game. Now Gregson has been murdered. Who was the fourth name on the list? I can't remember. Even though we literally went through it on the stream. Because there were 4 names on there.
I thought her name was like Assassin or something like that.
It was supposed to be a pun on assassin, so.
I know, but it was the first initial A. There was no.
It's yeah, but who's the fourth person? Because it was like a hit list that went out.
Yeah, Gregson was on it.
I can't remember what the fourth name was because I remember that Gregson was the odd one out on the list of like the last person left, and
yeah,
now that one's done.
Oh, Wilson.
That's right, Wilson,
he's dead.
Wilson was murdered by. It's just what the fuck.
Were they sending Asogi to Hong Kong to be killed by Giselle Brett?
I don't know because it's weird, but the point is that because the reason why I brought that up
could be a hit list for her.
Well,
right?
the reason,
no, because she's on it though.
Yeah, she's on it, and the reason I brought it up is because I remember on stream we were gonna try and ask without being spoilery, because whatever happened to the ballerina girl that was supposedly murdered. Wait.
Nicolina is her name now instead of Nicolina.
Because Nicolina was also being sent to Hong Kong for her trial.
Oh, she was.
The two people, like, because if she didn't actually kill Asogi, because it's the point of like, what happened to Nicolina? But she was getting off the boat, and I remember they said she was going to be sent to Hong Kong or wherever the place was for her instance.
Because that was like their next stop or whatever, I think.
What the fuck is going on?
Oh.